Hello, and welcome to the video study guide for Alabama Shakespeare Festival's production of Ruby, the Ruby Bridges story. I'm Faith, and I play older Ruby.
And I'm Jace. I'm in the ensemble.
In this video, we'll be introducing information about the play and the production you will see. This season, Ruby is directed by local theater artist Sarah Thornton. Sarah is the artistic director of Cloverdale Playhouse and recently appeared on the ASF stage in Steel Magnolias and Into the Breaches.
Ruby is produced in partnership with Montgomery Public Schools. This partnership means almost all of the actors you'll see on stage are MPS students like us. Young actors from schools across the county have come together at ASF to rehearse and perform this play for local audiences. This is the second year of our partnership, following last year's successful production of Four Little Girls, Burlingame, 1963.
This play by Christina Ham tells the real-life story of Ruby Bridges, one of the first students to integrate an elementary school in the South. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled in Brown v. Board of Education to end segregation in public schools, a major win for the American Civil Rights Movement. Despite this landmark ruling, the South continued to resist integration for the next 6 years.
When Ruby first started school in New Orleans in 1959, she attended an all-black kindergarten. The next year, a federal court ordered Louisiana to integrate, and she was chosen along with 5 other first-grade students to enroll in formerly all-white elementary schools. Ruby was the only one placed in William Frantz Elementary, and on November 14, 1960, she arrived at school escorted by 4 federal marshals. She walked past crowds of screaming protesters and barricades just to get to the front door. She spent that entire first day sitting in the principal's office as angry parents pulled their white children out of school.
Ruby was finally admitted to class the next day with the only teacher at William Frantz willing to instruct her, Barbara Henry. When Ruby walked in to take her seat, she discovered she was the only child there. She remained Miss Henry's only student throughout the end of first grade.
Throughout the play, an older teenage Ruby frequently appears alongside the young first-grade Ruby. As you watch the performance, consider why the playwright Christina Ham includes this character. What perspective does she add to Ruby's story?
Ruby eventually graduated from a fully integrated high school. Since then, she has written 2 books on her experience and been named an honorary deputy marshal in Washington, D.C. Her nieces later attended William Frantz, where she returned as a volunteer. Inspired by her return to her elementary school, she started the Ruby Bridges Foundation to promote tolerance and end racism through education.
Christina Ham chose to adapt this story into a musical rather than a straight play. The original music written by Ham and Gary Rue is inspired by 60s pop, Motown, blues, and New Orleans jazz. When you attend the performance, consider why she made this choice. How does the music add to the storytelling? Would you experience the story differently without it?
Ruby Bridges became a national civil rights hero at only 6 years old. Her family's choice to stand up to cruel and often violent segregationists will have long-standing consequences for both them and their community. But the Bridges' bravery will help spark a movement for equality and justice that is still fought today.
In 1963, Ruby's story inspired Norman Rockwell to depict her famous walk to school in the painting, The Problem We All Live With. It continues to be one of Rockwell's best-known works. In 2011, the painting was displayed in the White House outside President Barack Obama's Oval Office. When Ruby came to view the painting, she was met by the president himself. He remarked, "I think it's fair to say that if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here today."
As you continue to prepare for the performance, don't forget to check out our free study guides at asf.net under the Education tab. We can't wait for you to join us for the 2019-2020 festival season. See you soon!